Welcome back. Part of the requirement to obtain the Category 1 rating included the recertification of an airline that was designated on the United States route. Although defunct Bellevue Airlines, Virgin Nigeria and Arik Air were the candidates at that time, Arik Air was used to scale that hurdle. On our interview segment, we take up the Director of Flight Operations of Arik Air, Captain Ado Sanusi, who believes the country's chances of retaining this rating is fair. Our Category 1 certification is already 3 years old. From the standpoint of an airline operator, how has the journey been?
Well, first you have to understand what Category 1 stands for. Category 1 is International Aviation Safety Assessment conducted by Federal Aviation Administration, FAA of United States. They use 8 critical elements of safety oversight, which is all enshrined in ICAO standards and recommended practice. It is a good thing to adopt that because it enhances safety. But as an airline operator, it will allow you to fly in the United States, but it gives you the opportunity to first develop what I call the Part 129, which gives you the flight operation permit to operate into the United States with a 5 November aircraft. So for the Part 1, for the actual Category 1, for an airline point of view, we have not used it as a country, but it has enhanced safety. But to capitalize on the economic benefit, it has not been, we have not used it at all as a country. The safety of aviation has been improved because Nigeria now tries to adapt all the standards and recommended practice of ICAO within those 8 critical elements of safety oversight. How many airlines are operating to the United States? Arik Air is the only airline now, Nigerian registered airline, operating to the United States. Now, for us to use it with an open sky agreement with the United States, we must have at least 3 or 4 airlines promoting a lot of interconnectivity between the Americas and, of course, Nigeria. And we have not used that because none of the airlines is capable of utilizing that particular Category 1. We in Arik, of course, we have attained Part 129, which we can operate into the United States anytime with a 5 November aircraft, meaning Nigerian registered airplane, which will give us the opportunity to fly into any of the airports we want in the United States with any frequency because we have open sky. That will boost economy activities between the 2 countries. But unfortunately, that has not materialized with other airlines, which is a bit difficult to say that there is a lot of gain economically for that Part 129.
In a few weeks, Nigeria would undergo a review of the FAA certification. Do you think that we stand the chances of retaining this certification?
Nigeria has a good chance to do that. But recently, we have so many challenges in the aviation sector. And I believe that could jeopardize our good chance of retaining it. But again, I'm very confident with the inspectors in NCAA. I think they can try and make sure that they retain it. But as I said, these are supposed to be enshrined into the activities, daily activities of NCAA, because they are the 8 critical aspects of safety oversight. For any successful civil aviation authority to have an effective oversight of safety, it must make sure that it enshrines all its activities within those 8 safety critical elements of safety oversights.
The NCAA will be in the eye of this FAA visit. From your standpoint as an airline operator, do you really consider the NCAA autonomous?
So much has been achieved since the beginning of the year, of 2013, I believe. And of course, since the beginning of NCAA, so much has been achieved. But a lot needs to be done to get to that level of total autonomy of the NCAA. It is very important that we shouldn't relent on what has been achieved in the past years.
Part of the requirement to get the FAA certification was that an airline would have to be recertified, and Arik was used to scale that hurdle. 3 years on, do you think that you have profited from this certification?
Well, first, Arik was used as a model airline for when the FAA came to do the certification for the Cat 1. Nigerian regulations in 2009, NCAS, we have to follow all that for the certification. So all the 5 phases of certification to get an AOC, we have to do it. We have to do demonstration flights for each of our flights, which were the first to start, which means that you have to do 50 hours on each of your aircraft to make sure that you can do it. And all our manuals have to be written in a particular way to be compliant with the FAA rules and regulations. So it was a very intense moment for Arik Air at that point. We had to do a lot of emergency drills for even in case there is any incident, how our emergency response will be and all that. And that cost a lot of money. At the point, we were looking almost above $10 million to do that, because you have to recertificate all your manuals. We had wide bodies. We had to fly 50 hours empty on that. That is a lot of money to do. And every airline that is undergoing that for the first time, first, it is a good thing to give back to the aviation industry, meaning we are trying to show Arik Air can actually help develop aviation industry in the country, and that's what we did by participating in the process of Category 1. But commercially, we lost a lot of money. We believe that other countries, the government usually will pay the bills for all that. But in our case, we did that, and we feel that we are contributing to the aviation industry to make sure that safety oversight is actually critical. Because if we have an effective safety oversight, it is good for everybody, because that will make the aviation industry safe. That will make all those operators that don't understand operating in a very unique environment will have to give way to make sure that they operate in a particular standard. And you have to understand that these standards are not American standards. They are International Civil Aviation Organization standards that have already been there. The FAA just introduced this in 1992. So if a CAA is actually a serious CAA, they should have gotten that standards already enshrined into their culture.
That's our program for this week. Don't forget to keep the mails coming at Aviation This Week at channelstv.com. And don't forget, aviation safety is a journey, not a destination. I'm Bukola Joe-Oketunmbi.